Welcome back. Welcome back to the Chammy, the only channel on YouTube where you can get a mostly professional tarot card reading. Uh, Tonight's special is the 579 taco boxes. Hey Meryl, welcome back to the Chammy. I'm going to pick up where I left off with the collective message that I had started with in the last live I did. I had pulled the Lovers and I had pulled Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is a card about, I feel like Eight of Swords is very much a card about a mental prison that we can get lost in. I don't think that the Lovers is just a card about just love, romance. Originally, traditionally, historically, it was just called love. I feel like there's been a big, huge message over the last couple of days, and some of these collective messages about, choosing peace over performance, choosing, peace over that mental prison. Hey, Mikey, how are you guys tonight? So there is free yes, no first 15 minutes. I'm just going to finish this collective message in regards to the Lovers and the Eight of Swords. Two of Cups. Hey, Nicole, how are you, sweetheart? I missed you too. Have you ever emailed me before? You should email me sometime. Let me know how you're doing. Stay in touch. So tonight's specials are the 579 taco boxes. $5 you can ask one question. $7 you can ask two. $9 you can ask three questions. There's still the 1111 love reading, the $20 past, present, future, as well as the $30 general. So we're moving on to Two of Cups and Strength, clarifying that mental prison and that Lover's card. Love could still feel very much like a mental prison for some, even if you find so much joy in your connection with your partner. Some people aren't happy unless they're in a relationship. I think it's quite healthy to be more like the Nine of Pentacles. If you are single, be happily single. That doesn't mean that you have to give your virtue up to find happiness. Yes, Mikey, you can ask a question once I start the free yes or no's in just a moment. Spirit, could you clarify this Two of Cups strength that is clarifying? See, two of Cups to me is very much a in love, true love, head in the clouds kind of energy. Do we ever find true love? Well, I don't know. I think true love is different to everybody. I think it means something different to everybody. Strength, the strength of love, the strength of true love, the strength of the truth of love, unconditional love. Your Creator's love is so amazing because it's unconditionally given, no matter what. Oh, well, thanks for knocking all those cards over, Spirit. So be your own sugar daddy. Maybe you're with somebody who doesn't necessarily match you, or I'm not saying match, but I mean match your energy. And maybe you maybe you have given a lot to your partner in your own way, whether it be emotionally, financially, intimately. It could be all three. It could be, but you might be feeling that you need to put more time into yourself. Whether you're single, whether you're dating, whether you're just looking for love in all the wrong places. Wherever you go, there you are. And love is all around. Love is a choice. Just like to hate is a choice. Um, love can steal you away from the things that don't serve you in the Six of Swords, so let it. But don't be codependent on it, because you are the star of your castle. You are the star of your home. Tell you your future, you're going to buy a tarot card reading or ask a free yes or no question. So let's see what the Power Spirit deck has to say about this. So be your own sugar daddy. Start taking a little bit more care of yourself and allow your partner to find their own creativity in how they're going to take care of you and show you their love. Even if it's just friends, family, these people are still your comrades, your partners, maybe they're not your life partner or your husband, wife, or the person that you feel most romantically intimate with. But I don't know. I think intimacy can happen in many ways, but even between two people who don't even speak. And you can have this intimacy on many different dimensional levels. Spirit, could you please, calling forth our most trusted and strongest spirit guides as a collective for anyone here in the chat, anyone who may join us, anyone who may watch the replay. Could you clarify this love message for us this evening, on this summer evening of June? Oh, interesting. Commitment. Yeah, what is the commitment that you have in your path of life? Are you actually strolling down the what is it that you said earlier, the yellow brick road of piss? Or are you actually finding finding what you set out to look for on your path, on your journey? Just because you have to sometimes take the path of least resistance doesn't mean you don't come back to your path and your journey and the thing that you were charmed out of the darkness for. Your journey, your experience, your life, to share that with others. What is the commitment that you have, though, for your self-care, your self-love, and your self-understanding? I feel like this card number 3, commitment, it's the color red. Maybe the color red means something to you. But the card's all about commitment. Commitment to the path that you have set off on in your journey, whether it be spiritual or maybe religiously, or maybe, I don't get too much into religion here, but definitely a spirit saying immerse yourself in the path of your sweet destiny regarding your spirituality, regarding your dreams. Protect your dreams. Trust yourself. It's okay to trust others, but it's also okay to trust no one, as long as you are learning to trust yourself, trust your inner compass, trust your intuition. You'll find people that you can trust through that again. So yeah, I think I'm about all done with that. If anybody has any questions about that, sugar daddy, be your own sugar daddy. How are things, Nicole? Thanks so much, Divine. I appreciate that. How's life been treating you? I'm going to go ahead and start the timer for free yes no questions. Oh wait, the phone's dead, so I'm not going to start any timers. So I'll just have to look at the clock here. So let's start. If anyone has a yes or no question they would like answered, please feel free to ask. I'll turn up the spirit box a little bit so maybe we can get some answers for maybe your most trusted and strongest spirit guides, or maybe the spirits in general that are around. Send me an email. Well, I won't be able to answer it because I can't check it until the phone turns back on, dear. I'm sorry. I know the chat is haunted, and sometimes it doesn't always want to allow people to put the comments in, okay? But maybe if you just want to put your question in the chat, Mikey, that would be great. his phone's dead, and there's no way I'll be able to check the email right now, dear. Should you trust this relationship? Stormy, what do we need to know about what the summer solstice brings us? Okay, that's a great question. We can get into that too. So should you trust this relationship? What does your inner compass tell you? Sometimes your inner compass is going to be far more promising than a tarot card. See, tarot cards are not a life sentence. They're a guidance. They're a guide. Kind of an outline of what you need to know right now. The only one that's going to be able to decide if you're going to or can trust this relationship is you. Are you generally trustful? Are the people you're wanting to trust generally trustful? Let me open up the chat because I'm having a difficult time seeing anything. So it tells you yes, but proceed with caution. Okay, that's good. That's pretty healthy. Could me and Vadim long-term romantically? Sure. Absolutely. I don't see why not. I mean, here's the Justice card. I see you with not just something long-term, but something that's like legally binding, spiritually binding in this Justice card, Nicole. So what do we need to know about summer solstice? Okay, yeah, that would be such a wonderful 5 minutes. Let's find out. Spirit, I'm calling forth our most trusted and strongest spirit guides as a collective. What do you want us to know? What do you want us to know about summer solstice and, what summer may bring? What the summer solstice may bring us, creation. Perfecting what we create. Not because we have something to prove to others, but because we've got something to prove to ourselves. A beautiful Four of Wands. We've got Eight of Pentacles. And that beautiful 1111 card. Love is all around this summer. It's a very loving summer. But it's also one of those summers, it's like learning to love yourself more. You know what you want, and you just have to have it. You know that maybe it might take some time, but the cheesecake is yours, and it's definitely something you're building, you're working on, perfecting. Because cheesecake is a very serious matter. Let's see what some of the other cards say. I want to switch over to the liminal space deck because I want to know more about this 1111, this Four of Wands, and this passionate, sexy devil here with a piece of cheesecake. Um, oh yeah, update us on Gemma if you ever find anything out, and we'll ask the cards in a moment, Metal Rain. Interesting. So Spirit's saying that this is not how the story ends. So the summer solstice has a story to tell, Spirit? What's that story? I mean, are you telling us let them eat cake? I mean, is that what it is? Or Wands, the beautiful Ten of Pentacles. Some of you may be on a spiritual journey. Some of you may be thinking about, juggling a new spiritual journey, moving forward with actually figuring out what it means to you to find what is Zen, to be able to find that Zen, to be able to find that time where you are more aware of what is important to you and less aware of what is not. Summer solstice is a time for creativity. It's time for writing new stories, love stories, life stories. But the story does not end here. Invisibility mode. Interesting. What does this invisibility mode mean? Yeah, like you've been charging through life hardcore. It's time to just chill out. Like you don't have to, it doesn't have to be so difficult. That's what summer solstice is bringing us. It's bringing us an easier time with less grief at home, in bed, in our love lives, in our wealth and health and diet life, with our pets, our happiness, our joy. There's so much love to experience and share in every moment. But what are you going to do with all of it? Like, are you just going to keep it to yourself? Are you just going to sit there with your cup of love and let it swarm around you till it drowns you? No, you're going to drink from that cup instead of letting it hide you in this mental prison of doubt and self-loathing. And what I mean by self-loathing is, I'm not saying that any of you are self-loathing, but the world is not a pretty place right now. So you might be reminiscing on, how much the now will change the not too distant future or even years down the road. Don't worry about it because it's not here yet. Just focus on what feels right now. Don't be triggered. Enjoy the summer solstice. This is a time for rebirth. This is a time for so much rebalance and refocusing and committing yourself to the next 6 months of what's left of the year to not end the story, but continue the story. Continue the story. The African wise man, the counter of the universe, said, you can move mountains with a cup of water. And every day I intend to do that. And you should too. Keep your cup of love close to your heart. Spirit's also saying drink plenty of water, hydrate aggressively, focus on your spirituality, more meditating, maybe more binaural beats, more reading books that comfort you, give you the knowledge that you seek, to help you cut through the bullshit of life. Spirit also wants to say that, once again, through this judgment card, which is the card on the bottom of the deck, it's like a call of action to remember what does feel normal to you. What feels normal to you, normalize it. Don't sane wash all this craziness that's going on. It's not normal. It should not be considered normal. 192 mass shootings in the last week? And we're literally normalizing it as a society, as a world, as a planet. It's not normal. So I know a lot of people don't know how to use their thoughts. Hey, ADHD dancer, welcome back, sweetheart. Hey, Lil Divine, welcome back. I'm sorry your phone died. So did mine. Our phones are twin flames tonight. So I feel like Spirit, the call of action to this Judgment card and this whole, what we need to know about the summer solstice and what it's bringing us is getting back into normalizing what's normal to us, what feels right, what matches our energy, what's your groove. Okay. And don't forget it. And go back to what it feels like if you can, even if it's only for a moment, and hold it close to your heart. Because that heals the planet, that heals the world. And even just one person can move mountains with a cup of water. You don't need a whole bunch of people praying and meditating and saying incantations. And I mean, yes, it helps when there's a whole lot of other people observing the same thing. But it only takes one mind to change the world. So, what are you doing with your mind? What are you telling yourself? Are you getting lost in observing that which does not serve you too often, too much? I know I sometimes have to cut myself off and try to stay aware the best I can without logging in. But that's not always easy. So less doom scrolling and more, nature scrolling outside. If you can get closer to nature, for sure. That's what summer solstice is all about. But I don't care what season it is, really. I want to be close to nature all the time. So the only way to find out how Gemma is through Selena. Spirit, is Gemma going to get a new home, yes or no? No, not right now, Ten of Swords. But there is a new dawn on the horizon for her. There is a new family coming in. And someone to give her all the love and support she needs. Who knows? Maybe it's Selena. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Yeah, someone is out there is definitely somebody's twin flame. I think on the twin flame journey, it's so important for you to pick that person or who you feel that person is yourself. I'm not quite sure that cards are a healthy way to introduce. I think it's fine and it's fun to be like, oh, is so and so my twin flame? But I feel like sometimes that can get messy. I think we can have a lot of different soulmates, and I sometimes wonder if there's more than twin flames. I have this whole theory on bad hair days and twin flames. And, is it just twins? What about, could there be, quad flames or triplet flames? Or, wouldn't that kind of be cool? How am I doing, Krillin? I don't know. I'm doing the best I can. I'm awesome. How are you? Thanks so much. I appreciate you saying that, Krillin. Welcome to my haunted house. It's not just like this for the show. It's like this every day, every year, no matter where we are. I'm not sure they are there yet, Sugar. I'm not sure that they're there yet, that if they're sure that you're their wish fulfilled. But I think in their heart of hearts, I think that it's interesting you got two reverse cards. I'm going to get a clarification through Liminal Space Day. Okay, so mood. The mood feels right, okay, and he's wanting, you know, to have somebody in his life that is his wish fulfilled. But it's almost like the mood has to strike him down to, you know, being in that moment and being right in front of you. Now, he's not defensive about that. The reverse Seven of Wands is showing me that he's willing. He's thought about this before. He's even maybe wanted to talk to you about it, but it gets him in a mood. Like, he more or less needs to be in a place where he's feeling very chill, very relaxed, and very groovy, to even kind of admit to himself a little bit that this is something that is truly his wish fulfilled. But like, it's just, he's not in the mood for that right now as well in the reverse Seven of Cups. But he's not defensive about it. He's definitely, you know, it's kind of like right now it's like, yeah, but I'm not really willing to admit it to myself that her energy is my wish fulfilled kind of thing. So it's not a no, okay? It's just not a right now at this moment in time. There's definitely a heavy mood about him lately. But I will tell you what, Sugar, the more that you focus on him not liking you, the more that you focus on him not being the version of him you want him to show up to you as, the more that you focus on, you will manifest it, sweetheart. So let's just keep talking your feelings out, which is usually the best way, like I've told you for a long time, the best way to get things off your chest, because it's not always easy. It's not always easy with family. It's not always easy with a therapist. It's not always easy with a doctor. It's not always easy with your best friend. Or even just your every other day friends, or even your ADHD tarot card reader. But I will continue to open my heart to your situation, because I think that you've come a long way with this. You've learned a lot about yourself. You've learned a lot about what you want compared to what you don't want. And those are all wonderful things to experience. I know that you were experiencing you were wanting to experience a more wish fulfilled romance about, you know, about love and lifelong partnership and stuff. But things like that don't always happen overnight. And things like that don't always show up in a way you want to see them if they have shown up. You know, because once again, you're reprogramming yourself because you're letting the old version of yourself go. And you're doing it in a great way, because you are at least taking accountability and admitting to yourself that, you know, your peace is more important to you than your performance. You don't know anybody's shit. Okay? You're awesome. Well, I think with you saying that your ego is strong, that this has been somewhat of a very gruesome ego death for you. But I also think it's been somewhat of an ego death for him as well. I really do. Catherine O'Hare. Oh, yeah, she's so cool. I love her. Probably just the hairstyle. She was a wonderful actress, wonderful thespian. She was just an all-around wonderful singer and character. Did I see your payments? Yes, I did. The one up here, sweetheart, the $5. Yes, I did. Did you hear the reading? Did you get a chance to listen in yet? No, he's just not in a place to pursue right now. But you know, he's told you that just recently, that he doesn't think either one of you should be dating while you're or dating anyone else either while you're going through what you're going through with recovering with your knee and his foot. While I think that's kind of selfless of him to like talk to you and communicate with you in a way that is honest, I also think it's a little bit selfish of him to, you know, be so inconsiderate of your feelings. It's not very loving. And I think you're very much a person who needs to have a lot of love because you came from a lot of love. And that's just how it is. I mean, sometimes with people. I'm not saying he didn't come from a lot of love, but yeah, I have. You're right. Well, free questions have been done. Um, what's your question, Meryl? Yeah, you've actually talked to me about this wish fulfilled card. So are you going to get stuck on wish fulfilled card and the wish fulfilled card and his wish fulfilled? Okay, or are you going to actually, or are you actually going to stop thinking about it for a little bit so that you can like kind of get out of the idea that you might be spiraling out about it? Are you spiraling out about him again? It has to stop. We have to think about something else now. It doesn't matter if I pulled the shit or get off the pot card. He's not going to shit and get off the pot. Shit or get off the pot. Okay, and neither are you if you don't stop obsessing about what cards I pulled and what I said a day ago, 2 days ago, a week, 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago. What matters is how you're processing how you feel about yourself, how the relationship is making you feel about yourself. And if you can do that shit forever, because I certainly couldn't, I would have already been like, I don't have time for this baby man. I know that like sounds really terrible to call him a baby man, but to completely isolate you because of a foot. Like I like do you hear how ridiculous I sound? And then for you to drive yourself crazy over him because of his foot. And then you get hurt. And then you lose the one thing that you love the most, which is dancing. Because you couldn't keep your mind off of the one person you call an idiot. The person that you are literally calling, you're manifesting that idiot because you continue to observe him as an idiot. So now he's just a big idiot, like that keeps showing up as an idiot. And that's literally your fault, yes. But you can change it. But you can't change it if you keep observing the idiot in the dunce hat that's not in the room with you. What joy do you want to find this summer through that one question that Meryl just asked? He asked, what does summer solstice have to bring us? And that was mostly a collective message. I feel that I just felt that was for all of us, not just for Meryl. And I think that you, Sugar, have a lot of amazing things to experience without Mr. My Left Foot. Okay? Okay? So quit thinking about him right now. Stop it. Okay? His wish fulfilled right now is a pocket pussy in a porn movie, probably. That guy is a jarhead, as far as I'm convinced right now. He's a total hot babe who wants to talk to him and hang out with him. And he's over here fucking making excuses. You don't have time for poor me dick, okay? Stop. Yes. You don't have time for this. You don't have time for this. We talked about this before. You You don't have another 6 months to cry over him. Okay, you've got to find the love of your life. And I just don't think he's the love of your life right now. When all he does is make you cry and make you feel miserable. That's just my personal opinion. It never said any of this in the tarot cards ever, any of the readings, because all your questions are pretty much, how does he feel about me? What are his intentions? What is he thinking? And then we go on to advice, and I give you the advice that your most trusted and strongest spirit guides give you, and then it's like, we're back to square one. Am I still his wish fulfilled? You just asked this a day ago, or 2 days ago, or a week ago. Yes, I really feel he is there is something about you that is a wish fulfilled, okay? But he chooses to be an idiot over his joy and even over your joy. So at this point, you have to ask yourself, how much longer can you handle that? Have you even really had a chance to really truly bond as friends? I don't know. That's your personal business. But I want you to just understand that you can be and do whatever you want. But you can't stay miserable like this because of a man. I'm sorry, sugar. Spirit, I'm calling forth Meryl's most trusted and strongest spirit guides because he wants to know what he needs to know about working at Natural Grocer through summer. What does Meryl need to know about that? But yeah, I don't want you to stay miserable, sugar, because of some man. Yeah, it's just interesting that you say that about natural growers and we get the sun card. I mean, how much more natural can you get with a sun card and a thing of sunflowers? I think that you will work through Natural Grocers through the fall. And you will probably stay there throughout the fall, into the fall, and then make a choice. You know, you might not even have to continue working through there. You might even come across something more financially balanced for you, so where you could put that job on pause and do something more fun with your time other than work. I will have to say you're a very hard worker, and so are you, Sugar. You're very hard workers. All right. And Sugar, I mean, any man would be happy. I think any man would be happy to have you. And I think he makes poor decisions and has poor responses. And that there is not your fault. Okay? You have everything to offer him and more, especially if he's somebody who came to you saying he was serious about looking for a lifelong partner, wanting to get married, that kind of thing. So you just keep doing your thing. And like you said the other day, you weren't sure if you were willing to. But yeah, you know what, Meryl? I see you walking away from it if you get in a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable. I really do. Meryl, I know there's a lot of people who are quitting that job, and they're probably quitting that job for a reason, but you also have a chance to make it better. To kind of put yourself somewhere in a power of authority there in the 8 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. To kind of turn things around a little bit, not only just to make it better for you, but the people currently working there, and maybe even the kind of people that come in and get hired or work there. Do you see what I'm saying? You see the vision? All right, let's see what you need to know about that. Should you quit now? Spirit says, yeah, you should quit, especially if you're bored. Cut through all that bullshit and go for a hike. You've got the, you've got the 8 of Cups. I mean, the 8 of Pentacles. You got the 4 of Cups. You got the King of Swords, and you got the Page of Wands. Spirit says, close that portal. Close that portal. I'm sorry to hear that people keep quitting. Should you move forward with connection? Oh, I'm so sorry, dear. Yeah, you kind of crashed out, so I didn't do your question because I didn't see you, and I guess your phone died, and so did mine. Spirit, what does Divine need to know about moving forward with this connection? Um, Spirit says, yes, you should move forward with this connection, but if you're going to choose anything, choose yourself first. You're going to be doing a lot of juggling for a little bit with this connection, juggling what balances you both out, what you both want, how to operate around it, that kind of thing. Two of Pentacles. But, you'll have to make a choice. Whatever it is that's making you uncomfortable, are you going to be able to do that forever? Are you with somebody who's willing to compromise, meet you halfway? Relationships are about happy, healthy, harmonious, nostalgic moments, and creating and recreating them again and again together, even if it's just making dinner in silence. Well, I'm so glad you asked this question because I think that, um, you're having a vision. I'm having a vision. I'm a Scorpio. I like to keep my visions to myself, but I really think that it's saying it's time to, if getting closer to nature and taking the summer off and having a little bit more time for yourself. You work so hard. The only man I know that works harder than you is my dad. I've never seen anybody, work as hard as my dad, and you work very hard. You really do. I don't know how you do it. And I've done the job that you do. I've done both those kind of jobs, and they're not easy. I couldn't do them on crutches, but not every day. I'm not on crutches every day, but I have my days, man. And I'm working on it. But yeah, Divine, if it feels right, move forward. But don't do anything that triggers you, okay? Please, people. Stop doing stuff that triggers you. Your fucking job triggers you, quit it. Especially if you are capable of it, all right? Financially. Um, you having trouble with someone you want to date, marry, have a baby with, be in a relationship with, break up, be friends, whatever. Just stop putting yourself in that mental prison like the collective message earlier said. Okay, life is short. You want to find the ones you want to share the rest of your life with. After my mom died, I got a text message from her on Valentine's Day the year after. And that's exactly what it said. I was like, what? But she had set these little things up for me to find after she died. So I just think that, that's a really important message from my mom to y'all. Stop driving yourself crazy. Why do you want to be in that energy? Like, just stop. Find your peace, please. Yeah, I don't want you to end up back in Ohio. In fact, I would hope that you would come here before you'd ever go back to fucking Ohio. Pardon my French. Thank you, Meryl. I'm so glad that you like the solstice reading. I hope that it helps everybody. I want everyone to find love this summer. Oh, you're so welcome, Divine. Thank you. So maybe you'll find clarity, Divine, in the collective message earlier, or maybe the summer solstice message. You can also buy a reading. I'm doing the 579 special tonight. There's a $5 taco box. You can ask one question. There's the $7 taco box. You can ask two. And there's the $9 taco box. You can ask up to 3 questions. You can also still get the 1111 love reading, the $20 past, present, future, and the $30 general reading. The difference between all these readings is you get different cards. You get a certain amount of minutes, a certain amount of cards, a certain amount of questions. Yeah, I don't want you to go back to Ohio. Oh my God, please don't go back to Ohio. Hmm. Hey, this is kind of a funny card to split the deck because I know you and John like to go to the casino. Money, 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 bitch, slots, money, bitch. Oh, and then the card next to it was imagining more. I always like imagining more. Okay, what you want to tell me? I know you've been feeling burnt out over the situation, Sugar. I understand, babe. I really do. So, Divine, when you say you're supposed to move towards them very soon, like, what do you mean by that? Like, what does that mean to you? Like, you're supposed to move in with them, or you're gonna move closer to town where they live, or like maybe you guys will move into a more closer connection. I think that with your thoughts creating, um, that you can have whatever you want, but you have to trust yourself and follow that inner compass. Like, don't just, be specific about what you want. Like, don't just get lost because of a tarot card reading. You know what I mean? Like, really think about what resonates compared to maybe what doesn't, and be honest with yourself with what does and what doesn't. And going to multiple different tarot card readers, I mean, that's great and everything, but I see a lot of people do that and they never really get anywhere. Like, they just get the same cards again and again, and they won't do the homework or the work that Spirit's asking them to do. So they'll just keep getting the same cards again and again until they understand. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if Dr. Fauci is being murdered. Oh, wow. Only there during the summers. Well, let's have a party. So, does that mean something? Like, does that mean that, like, you'll get the hot tub all to yourself? You'll do, um, you'll have pole dance classes in your house? Oh. You're gonna grow some weed? Oh, yes, of course. Be louder. I love that. Oh. So, you think you're gonna still move there? Or maybe go with him sometime? Or pick his brain about moving there? Oh Oh my god, that's so cool. Yes. My brother was born in Hawaii. And my mom and my brother and my sister used to live there. Actually, my mom said that that was the happiest time in her life, other than the time she spent with my dad and the time she spent in Cyprus with him and our family. Hey, Lilia, welcome to the haunted house. How are you tonight? I knew one girl who she moved to Hawaii and she loved it, but it was just so expensive. She said, and she ended up having to like start multiple businesses that she didn't even know if they were like going to take off, just so she could pay her rent. But yeah, so she'd made these lovely candles, and she'd sell crystals and candles, and that's what she did. And she stayed in Hawaii until she could get her business rolling, which I don't even remember what it was, but that's where I actually got my liminal space deck. My liminal space deck is from Hawaii. You just reminded me of that. It was sent to me as a gift from Hawaii, and she was the one that had given it to me. And I have two liminal space decks actually. One's postcards from the liminal space, and the other one I can't remember what it's called. What? I didn't know that it got dark at 6:30 all year round there. That's so strange to me. That is like the strangest thing ever. It's so weird. Yeah, you're right. Can't call it seasonal depression when it's year round. We're talking about Hawaii, James, not astrology. So if you want to talk about Hawaii, we can talk about Hawaii. Hey, Harsh, what's up? Welcome to the haunted house. If anybody would like to buy a paid reading, you've got the 5, 7, and 9 taco boxes tonight. Also the 11/11 love readings, the $20 past, present, future, as well as the $30 general reading. There is a free collective message at the beginning of 11/11 11 people in the chat, 11 likes. Thank you guys so much for your kind and generous likes. And thank you so much also, Meryl, for your donation tonight. It's very kind and generous of you. Hey, Marcello. How are you tonight? So anyways, like I was saying, there is a free collective message at the beginning. Starts maybe about 10 minutes. I think maybe the summer solstice reading starts at about 20 minutes. I don't know. I'll go back and timestamp them once YouTube uploads this. I don't know what happened to Mikey, but my phone's charged now, and I could read his email, but he's not here. So, yeah, I'm going to do one more collective message. We'll see what the message is about, and then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. If anybody wants to buy a reading, you can. I do have the spirit box. It's only $1 per minute, but I'm not going to turn it on unless somebody wants to buy a reading or really needs to ask it a question. I'm calling forth our most trusted and strongest spirit guides as a collective. What do we all need to know about now and going into the not too distant future? Tonight and tomorrow, what do we need to know as a collective? Life, love, jobs, money, what, spirit? What do you need us to know about right now? It's the most important message from our most trusted and strongest spirit guides as a collective, for those in chat, those who may join us later, and those who may watch the replay. Trusting the process is such an important message here. Trusting the process and everything. I mean, you're not going to cook your macaroni and cheese on high, right? An offering, a special offering is coming in for some of us in the not too distant future, the next couple of days. Yeah. Don't worry too much about any kind of arguments or fights or problems or issues. Just focus on what's good, Spirit says. Focus on what's good and trusting the process. Yeah, I know life doesn't come with directions, and it can sometimes feel like IKEA directions, and you're trying to build a dresser, and it looks more like a triangle, but instead of a rectangle. But life doesn't really have to be as difficult as we make it. I think that we kind of get in the way of ourselves with life, sabotaging ourselves out of love, happiness, joy, success. And acceptance is the answer. Acceptance really is going to be the answer to your grief. All right, there are 7 stages, maybe even 7+ stages of grief. I've actually made a video on this. I should probably post it on YouTube. I just thought that maybe nobody would be interested. But acceptance is the answer. First it's shock and anger, bargaining. Ugh. And so many people go between bargaining and shock, and they'll bounce back and forth from bargaining, shock, anger, hate, rage. But if you can get to acceptance, you're good. If you can get to acceptance, you're quite capable of bouncing out of all those other feelings and sensations quicker. So homework is working on calming yourself down, accepting that you're not perfect, accepting that what is your imperfections are probably the most beautiful things about you. All right, is that glass half full or is it almost empty? Is that a picture on the wall of outside, or is it actually a window to escape what you need to accept? So, pull a seat up to the table yourself. Don't wait for anyone to do it for you. Spirit's watching after you, has your back. We have the Sky Daddy card, but yet Spirit's like, be your own sugar daddy. So yeah, be your own sugar daddy, spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, if you have to be. You don't have to be anybody's punching bag or doormat love isn't supposed to feel like square peg, round hole kind of situation. Okay. So be good to yourself with your thoughts. I'll be back. I don't know when, um, but hopefully soon. Okay. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Be good to yourself with your thoughts. Kala Nikta, sweet dreams. Music is sacred, and no prison will hold this movement down.